Welcome back to Pokémon Y, where we've just came out of the power plant. I get that confused with the other dungeon in the game that uses the same music, and I've gone to call it the wrong thing several times now.
Gotta love that inclusion of the grind rail just in the middle of nowhere.
Well, yeah, you got to do a sick-ass trick in the middle of a desert, ain't you?
Trapped in the middle of a desert, you've got no water, all your supplies are running low. Oh, sick, I can grind a rail!
But here we have this character here who's quite important to the main plot, actually, although we're not going to see much of him now.
Why
kind
is
of
he a giant?
Yeah, he happens to be the tallest character ever created in Pokemon.
Even more so than Mega Rayquaza?
Tallest human.
But yeah, what we're going to be doing in this part is we're going back to Lumio City using this other route that you can get from going down the desert here. We're in a different spot, but we're going to make our way to the gym once we stop having these people. And I'm so glad I told her to call me God. That is still funny to me, 21 passing. It probably isn't for anyone else.
Okay, it did make me chuckle a little bit just then, because I've forgotten that you're called God. It's just like someone...
Well, it's my nickname to them.
I know.
I love that there is that mechanic. Although I don't think I mentioned it when we were picking the nicknames, but like they're preset ones like that you can pick from are like based on the first letter of the name, like Lil whatever, Big whatever. So you can have them sincerely ask if they can call you Big D
I
or
knew
Lil
you were
D
going to say that.
if your name starts with D. Which is so fucking funny. And here we are back with Lumio City's wonderful camera.
Considering Kalos is basically based on France.
Is it?
Shut up. When they do eventually do Diamond and Pearl remakes, I would like to see the Ghost Gym Leader make a reference to it, because I think she's meant to be French, so it would be interesting to see her make a reference to Kalos.
Yeah, well maybe if she knows like some of the gym leaders from Kalos or something like that. Maybe if like when you do the rematches, what cool ghost types are there new in Gen 6? I can't recall off the top of my head, although there must be some.
Hone Edge. Which then turns into Doublade and then turns into Aegislash.
How do I forget that? I fucking love Onix.
Oh yeah, Hone Edge, great design. Doublade, not so much. Aegislash, it's still good.
It's cool. Like it's one of them Pokemon based on items that I think is legitimately cool.
Yeah.
Because like I know everyone sort of jumps on them off the bat, you know, like the ice cream Pokemon, the bin bag Pokemon, but like the sword Pokemon is fucking cool.
Personally, I like Trubbish. I honestly think it's technically a better design than Muck. Because Muck is a pile of slime, at least Trubbish is taking an object and misshaping it to create something.
Yeah, but what do you think about Alolan Muck comparison?
I do quite like Alolan Muck. I love the whole rainbow effect being like an oil spill.
See, I kind of prefer Kanto Muck. Like, just because it... Like, I think Alolan one is taking a simple design and trying to overcomplicate it a little bit. Like, maybe I'm just seeing the cum around its lips, and that's kind of...
That's Grimer you're thinking of.
Oh,
it's more like custard.
If you say
It's
so.
yellow. For goodness sake, it looks more like custard.
It depends on the art again, but that's like the thing that I first saw and remember making fun of when it was revealed, and so it's always going to be fucking Cumlet Grimer.
I can understand liking original Grimer more over regular, but I definitely prefer Alolan Muck over regular, especially since Alolan Muck's animations, it has its cycle through the rainbow effect.
I suppose that is a little bit extra to it, but I suppose like
there's also the added addition of like just these little like crystals that sort of act like claws in a way. I mean, they're not extremely prominent. They're there and they're noticeable, but it's like it doesn't like overdo the design in any way. It's just more colours and
it does a bit more to it than I'd have liked. Like, it's not a bad design. It's not like significantly worse than standard Muck or anything. Like, it's not like you could ruin Muck as a design, is it? But like, as far as I'm concerned, I do prefer Kanto Muck a little bit.
Fair enough.
I think it's just simple, innit? You like it. You know, it's just an oil spill, and I don't know. This expression is as a character.
Regular Mac isn't an oil spill. Alolan's more based on it because of the rainbow effect.
I mean, you know what I mean,
But
like
yeah.
sludge or whatever. Yeah.
This guy fucking photobombing in the background
Random
there.
Diggersby in the background.
It's like, dude, do you mind? Can you fucking move?
Can you stop advertising Nesquik for one moment? Please.
Okay, that'll do. It's off centre. And like it's putting a bit more emphasis on the Diggersby in the background, but hey.
Bumblebee design, fine. It's good design. Diggersby, it's ugly.
It is fucking hideous,
It
but
is.
like at the end of the day that's what it's kind of endearing as an ugly design, I think. I like it.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but it's definitely an ugly design that could have been far better.
I'm not sure what else I would do with a Bumblebee evolution.
I think my main problem with Diggersby design is that weird thing round its waist, just that yellow and brown thing. It's like, it doesn't really feel like it has a purpose. It doesn't add anything.
I suppose they're probably trying to add that as a motif for like the ground type. Is ground type on it?
Yeah, it is ground type, but so is... Bumblebee isn't a ground type. I think it's just a normal type at first. But even that has some hints of ground type to it with the brown colouring.
Yeah, well, I suppose they're probably just trying to double down on that a little bit, aren't they? Like,
Bit
it probably
much.
could be done a bit better, but you know, I'm not too fussed. But yeah, the gimmick of this gym is you get asked questions, and if you pick the right one, such as what that silhouette was, the mascot of the series, I wonder who it fucking is. Yeah, then you just get to fight them and then move on.
Yeah.
It's not like Blaine's gym, where if you get it right, you can skip the battle entirely, which, you know, I suppose that's kind of an interesting thing of like, you know, it's not gonna just make it easy for knowing the right thing, it just makes you look like less of a tit. I think if you get it wrong, you have to fight them and then fight the main one, I can't remember.
No, I don't think so, because you've gotten the right one, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I got the right one
you're
here.
battling it.
Yeah, but like, I think if you get the wrong one, you have to fight another guy on top.
Oh yeah, of course. But I just naturally battled them anyway because I wanted the XP.
That one. What do we think of the Dene here?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it is basically mini Raichu, but I like it.
Chris?
Just about to say Baby Raichu. Yeah,
It's a cute
It's
design.
alright. It's just another one of those Pikachu designs, isn't it? There's so many of them now. Like,
Yeah.
it's the Bat Pikachu, what's that called?
Emolga. I like Emolga.
Yeah, flying
it's alright.
squirrel.
Yeah, it's annoying as fuck to fight
Oh
against
yeah,
with
double team.
double team and Volt Switch.
Ugh.
Like the one in black and white, the Cumuli Dread.
I never actually got many problems with Emolga, thankfully. I often bodied it, so... But it's like when you get the double team showing up, you're just like, don't be that guy right now.
Yeah, fuck off. Yeah, but like, it's one of the things that I think is great of like, you talk to the guy as soon as you go in the gym and you're saying, these electric Pokemon, they're weak to ground type, so you think, yeah. Like, and then fucking, she's got an Emolga. You can't hit the fucking thing.
I think in Black and White too, they add in the fact that they do mention to you prior, she's got Emolga, so you may want to get a rock move as well.
Which fair play, you know, like, they gotta let you know.
I think they also have Charge Beam, which is also dangerous, because if that's got Charge Beam and it's using Double Team, it's also got a chance of increasing its special attack.
Fuck's sake, Emolga.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it right.
So I think it came up with Fletchling. So,
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention, so... But it would be Fletchling, because it's going to show you Pokemon from this game.
Well, like, they did show us the Pikachu in the last one,
Yeah.
so...
Pikachu's in every game, so...
Well, I mean, it's not until post-game in black and white. So you were wrong, Stephen.
It's in every game, though. It's in post-game, so therefore it's in every game. I'm not wrong.
I'm trying desperately hard to find some rare obscure exception or something. Or actually, if you import a Pokemon that's not Pikachu into your Pokewalker, then that counts as a Pokemon game without Pikachu in it.
Yeah.
I'm right, Stephen.
But it's linked to Soul Silver and Heart Gold, so...
But it's a separate game. It's on a separate
Not
device.
entirely.
It's the Pokewalker game. It's like how the Chow Garden on the Dreamcast VMU is a separate game to Sonic Adventure 2. It's the same thing, Stephen. I am pulling...
But you need the main games to be able to use them.
Look, I want to prove you wrong. This is more important to me than being right myself.
So you're actually wrong, but you just won't hear it.
What, did you say something?
See, he's a daft twat.
Yeah. You can usually tell when it's like the last video we're doing in a recording session because it gets to this level of pettiness.
Pampor.
Yeah, that one, admittedly, that's quite a clever one to pick there because they look similar but not identical.
Yeah.
It's a bit easier than, what is this Pikachu? Yeah.
It's like, well, Pampor, it sort of looks like a water fountain on the top of its head. Pansage, it's got that little bush. And then Pansea's got a flame.
Which one do you think looks best?
Pansage. And especially Simisage.
Tempted to agree, Chris?
I can't remember the slight differences. They were sort of the same, aren't they?
I'll say Simisage is a good one. Like, I don't know, I think maybe because I encountered that one first, and so the others look like recolours of it, rather than it looking like a recolour of the others.
I had Pampor because I had Snivy.
Oh yeah, fair one.
So, yeah, that ends up being given to you anyway, so I ended up with Simipour, but I still ended up thinking Simisage is definitely the better design.
Can I just say how much I've come to like Ampharos recently? Another one that I used in my recent Colosseum run, and I think it's mainly because it had the Thunder Wave that was useful to like paralyse the Pokemon I'm trying to snag, but it's just really, it looks derpy as fuck, but it's surprisingly useful, and I like that. That's another one of the electric types that I like that I didn't think to mention a while ago when I was talking about Raichu, but yeah, Ampharos is really cool.
It's like, plus Ampharos is a final design, a final evolution, but also it's kind of cute as well, which I really like, because I remember a couple of weeks ago there was an image I saw is from the anime, and Ampharos is just sort of curled up on the ground, it's heads up, just paying attention to whatever's going on, and it's like Loaf Ampharos appreciation thread. It's got thousands of likes and they're just like, yeah, I can get on board with this.
And this is where he gets his glorious hair as well, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, when he Mega Evolves.
Mega Ampharos.
Yeah.
And becomes a dragon type.
Yeah.
Because apparently to do with its Japanese name, it's got dragon in it, so...
Yeah, it's still. I don't know if it fits the design for me at all. Like maybe because I've come to like base Ampharos so much, maybe seeing a different variant of that isn't quite as appealing to me.
Plus, there's the fact that previous forms are all sheep, so.
Well, I mean, like sheep can power up and look cool, maybe. I'm trying it. I'm trying to defend my opinion, but it's not working.
I mean, I love Fluffy and Mareep.
Fluffy is cool, yeah. Oh, hi, Butterfree. Hi, that other one.
Vivillon.
Yeah, Vivillon.
Marthim.
Yeah. Notice how I only got one of those three straight away.
Number 2 is Vivillon.
Yeah.
So I think all of them can learn Quiver Dance. So they can at least be a momentary threat.
What does that do?
Increases speed, special attack and special defense.
My main usage for those Pokemon, I tend to use Butterfree quite early game in Gen 1 because it gets Confusion at level 10. And that's kind of useful given how powerful Psychic is in Gen 1.
Plus they can learn Powder moves, which is nice.
Yeah, like if you're trying to catch stuff and being able to put it to sleep or whatever, or paralyse it, that's really useful as well. Again, a really useful thing early game.
One of the useful things for Venusaur as well.
Yeah, except you don't get to use that because you pick Charizard instead.
Unless you've got Yellow, in which case you've got all.
Yeah, like that I will say, like, I know we sort of criticised this game for just handing over a lot of Pokemon, but Yellow did it as well.
Yeah, but Yellow was based on the anime, so it's got that excuse to it because it's trying to follow the way that went.
I know, but like in terms of a game experience, it is still just handing over a team, and like your team is going to be at least 2/3 the same every run.
I know, but still.
Like, I mean, for me, it's basically ends up the same whatever. It's like I have the 4 starters, Nidoking or Nidoqueen, and something else filling it.
I typically have a Pidgeot on my team.
Well, see, I do earlier on in Yellow, but then when Charizard can learn Fly,
Yeah.
I just give it to that.
I don't like teaching my starters any HMs. Unless it's Surf. That's the only one I will give. It's like, I just don't see the point giving Fly to starter because there are better flying moves out there.
So you're saying that my Charizard's moveset shouldn't be Cut, Fly, Strength, and Rock Smash?
Yeah. You're a terrible trainer. I honestly would remove the Pokemon from you because I would consider that abuse. It is only fitting for a B-barrel.
Oh, that's not fair. Like, B-barrel is like the quintessential HM slave, and it can learn fucking everything except Fly. Although I would love it if it could learn Fly, that'd be great.
So I do love the fact that when Gen 4 was released for Go, people got excited over Bidoof and Bibarrel.
Well, I mean, like, they are dirty fucking Pokemon, they're great.
They are terrible designs, but for that reason they've become lovable.
Yeah. Here is a fucking Emolga, by the way. I was talking about the black and white Gym Leader having one. Looks like fucking Clemont's got one here as well.
Yeah, so you decide to bring out a flying type against it.
Yes, but I'm bringing out my flying type that is 12 levels above the fucking thing.
Okay, fair enough.
I like how this game's leveling works, because, like, yeah, to be fair, this is a Pokemon I traded over, so it's getting a bit of a bulk on the experience. But when I traded it over, it was a competitive level with the Pokemon I was encountering, whereas now it's 12 levels above. And so, like, it's not like I've gone out of my way to get a ridiculously powerful Pokemon, it's just sort of happened.
Oh look, the inferior evolution.
Yeah, although he's got sturdy, so he gets to annoy me for one more turn.
But it's burnt, so it's going to go down anyway.
Well, yeah, but he still managed to get an attack in, so...
Oh yeah, this game introduced the terrain moves.
Well, how does that work, actually?
I can't remember a lot of them. I think grass heals any Pokemon that's standing on the field. If it has Levitate or is flying, it won't be affected by it.
Oh, fair one.
There's fairy terrain, I think. There's electric terrain. Can't remember many of the others.
I forget, did these carry over to Gen 7?
Yeah, there's psychic terrain as well, because they're moves.
Oh, right, yeah.
And there are also abilities that activate them as well, so...
Oh, how did I manage to forget a significant mechanic?
In a way, they're kind of similar to weather.
I guess so, yeah.
But they work differently, so...
Basically, the way they're placed, it seems to be like the stadium cards in the TCG, that as long as it's in play, and as long as that card stays in play, then it's going to continue affecting things. Which that's fair enough.
There's also psychic terrain, I think. Or I think it's got a different name, but it's basically the psychic version. In fact, I think the fairy terrain is called misty terrain.
Alright, well, because like there's been a few area attacks and whatnot like that in the past before this, hasn't there? Like you've had Trick Room, you've had like the spikes and shit like that. Well, I suppose it's just making them a bit more of a distinct mechanic. That badge looks odd.
Trick Room's great since it makes all of the slow Pokemon go first. So it reverses speed.
It reminds me of a battle style in this game, actually, which we will see later on, which reverses all the type effectiveness. Yeah. That is a fucking trip and a half to try and play through.
That was an interesting battle. And it's a shame it doesn't make a return after this.
No, and like they didn't bring that back in Gen 7, did they?
It's really irritating, because that is so interesting.
That would make for an interesting, like, gym or something, wouldn't it? Like, if they're trying to get away from the traditional gym system, then having, like, these themed gyms rather than just type things, that could make for an interesting thing. So, having inverse battles as an option, like, for one of the gyms, that would be kind of a cool thing.
It would work for the psychic one, because the boy you go up against, apparently he's got psychic powers which reverse the type effectiveness. So, going to the psychic gym and, just play around with that. I mean, granted, it'd still be a single type. I feel like there should be a place that messes around with that, has an assortment.
We are being called to Lysander Cafe with its beautiful red interior. Design is fucking horrible, but I think for this part we're just gonna heal up and then call it there. So, what have we learned in this part, Stephen? Have we learned anything valuable, like how your opinions are bad as usual, or...
All we've established is that your opinions are terrible.
I have never had a terrible opinion.
Debatable.
Let's talk about how great Shadow the Hedgehog is.
And just like that, you destroyed all credibility.
So, you're wrong there. I have no credibility to lose.
And yet you decide to make a YouTube channel.
Well, that's what you do when you have no credibility. I have nothing to do with my life. Let's talk about shit on YouTube, and hopefully some sponsor will pay me to show their shit. Fuck it. You need some better help with that? Fuck it, why not? Oh, I don't even know. It's the end of the session for us, so ladies and gentlemen, join us next time where we'll be traversing a bit of a weird and wonderful route that has a weird and wonderful house on it. But for now, we're off. See you next time, folks.